Episode 1. A spark in Siena. Siena hums with the kind of energy that creeps under the skin and stays there. The narrow streets twist, the air thick with espresso, roasted chestnuts, and something sweeter, something sharp. Maria moves like she owns the city, her heels clicking against the cobblestones, her dress catching the evening breeze. She reads a letter that isn't hers, fingers tracing each curve of ink. A confession of love. A name she doesn't recognize. The signature smudged. Someone, somewhere in Siena, is waiting for a reply. She keeps walking, past the Torre del Mangia, past the murmuring lovers pressed against stone walls, past the tourists fumbling with maps. The letter burns in her hands. It wasn't delivered to her by accident. The man in the cafe had slipped it between her fingers, a half smile and a quick exit. A game? A mistake? Maria doesn't like unfinished stories. She stops at a corner table of a wine bar, orders a glass of Vernaccia, smooth and golden. The bartender knows her name but pretends not to. A man sits across the piazza, rolling a cigarette with deliberate slowness. His eyes flicker toward her, then away. The kind of man who never moves first. Maria lifts the letter. She meets his gaze, holds it. If he looks away again, the game is over. If he walks toward her, it begins. He stays seated, taps his cigarette against the table, watching her now, fully. The bet wasn't her idea. Her best friend, Lucia, had dared her over Prosecco and olives. Kiss a stranger before midnight. It had felt absurd at the time, something that belonged in whispered teenage memories, not in the life of a woman who controlled her world with precision. But here, under Siena's flickering streetlights, the thought doesn't feel absurd anymore. It feels inevitable. A waiter leans close, his voice low. A message. A request. A stranger would like to buy her next drink. She smirks, shakes her head. If he wants her attention, he'll have to try harder. The waiter retreats, delivers the rejection. The man across the piazza stubs out his cigarette, stands. He moves toward her with the kind of confidence that turns heads. He doesn't ask if he can sit. He does. The letter remains between them. His fingers brush the edge, testing. She lifts her glass, takes a slow sip. He waits. The silence sharpens. The city hums. You read it. A statement, not a question. She tilts her head. It found me. He watches her, searching for something. His lips curve. And? A flick of the wrist, the letter slides across the table. His fingers catch it, fold it, tuck it away. You weren't supposed to see that. Yet here we are. The waiter returns. Another glass, unasked for, placed between them. The man doesn't touch it. Maria studies him. Not local, but not lost. Someone who knows the city's rhythm. A dangerous thing, to know Siena too well. The bells chime. Midnight creeps closer. Lucia's voice lingers in her mind, the weight of a dare still pressing against her. A breeze rolls through the piazza, carrying laughter, the scent of candle wax melting in open windows. His eyes shift from the letter in his pocket back to her. He doesn't ask why she played along. She doesn't ask why he let her. The night doesn't need answers. Just movement, just the slow, deliberate weight of time pressing them forward. A group of students rush past, their voices tangled in excitement. A countdown has started somewhere. Maria leans in, close enough to catch the scent of tobacco and leather. Are you always this careless with your secrets? His smile sharpens. Only with the ones worth losing. She laughs, low and knowing. He leans in, and the city moves around them, careless, reckless, alive. The bells strike 12. Somewhere, fireworks bloom over Siena. The game doesn't end.